Hi all, in this video I will go through the procedure for performing an independent samples t-test using SPSS. I had an Excel document, a data set which you have access to in this week's materials. I uploaded that to SPSS as demonstrated in another video, and so now I have my data set in SPSS. And the purpose of an independent samples t-test uh, is very simple. The independent samples means we have two independent groups. Participants can only be in one group or the other. So if you consider gender, where everyone is either male or female, there's no way that anybody could be classified in both groups, so these are going to be independent groups. And so in this case, for this exercise, I will use gender as the grouping variable. So we'll have males and females as two separate groups. And we'll take a look at BMI. We'll see if there is a significant difference in males and females in terms of BMI. So we go to the top toolbar. We're going to select Analyze. We're going to scroll down to Compare Means. And then we'll scroll over and we'll select the Independent Samples t-test. And here you can see I was using this to run another test, and SPSS does that for us. It saves what we were working on. So again, I'll choose gender as the grouping variable, and in an independent samples t-test, it wants me to identify which group is which. So I'll select define group, and here it wasn't there. I'm sorry, that's from a prior test. It'll show up like this with blank windows. For group 1, we'll put that as the males. That's coded as 0 in our data set. And the females were 1, so we'll call group 2 1, and we'll choose continue. Our test variable is going to be BMI, so we select BMI, and we click the arrow to move that over into the test variable box. We can select options, and on options, what's usually called for in an independent samples t-test is the confidence interval at the 95% level. And we'll talk about confidence interval in another time. So we select continue. We do not do bootstrap in this class, and so we're all set to go, so we simply click OK. And we'll get the results, the data output for our test. So we'll get two boxes for an independent samples t-test. And just real briefly, the first is the group statistics. If we were going to put this in an APA paper, by the way, I would copy it over and I would replace the 0 with what it indicates. So I would put males for that, females for the 1. But you can see we have an N of 9, meaning there are 9 males in this sample, and there were 11 females. We have the mean BMI. The males were at 26.056. Females at 24.382. We have the standard deviation, standard error of the mean. The most important data in this is the N and the mean, by the way. Here are the results of our independent samples t-test, and the important number here is the significance, which in this case is a 0.512. 0.512 is above 0.05, so that indicates these results are not significant. Meaning we did not find a difference between the males and females in terms of BMI. So in this case, we would fail to reject the null. The most interesting thing perhaps of all this, by the way, is we do have a t-score of 0.669 and 18 degrees of freedom. And those two numbers in the old days, we would look those two numbers up in a paper chart at the end of our statistics books. And from that, we would find the p-value. We still do report t-values and degrees freedom. You'll see that in another video. But the most important thing, of course, is the p-value. And here, we would report no significance. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.